Cheers.
Born ready.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to the Late but Caffeinated Podcast. Everyone in our office told us that we're the funniest girls that they know, and that they love to listen to us talk so much. And so they were like, you should really do a podcast so we can listen to this all the time.
I think they're going to play it in the office.
They are.
Like, on a loop.
Yeah.
Actually.
None of this was our idea at all. We had no say in this. They were like, please talk more.
I'd say if there is one piece of feedback that all of the guys in this office have said is for us to talk more.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. So we're here to talk to you. We're here to talk because we love to talk. To our core.
We're here because we're caffeinated. And we started this very late. So I think the name is already appropriate.
Like 3 hours late. We were supposed to start this 3 hours ago.
You know what?
We're here. We're here and we're caffeinated.
We are. We're present, and that's the most important part.
So for our first podcast here,
This is weird. Sorry. Do we look at each other in a podcast, or do we look at...
Couldn't tell you.
I feel like
Let's just
you're
look
in
at
ASMR
each other.
mode.
I am.
If you've watched our channel, you know.
I'm gonna start whispering if you don't stop me here soon. I'm just gonna tap on
your voice was getting like calmer and calmer.
Just relax.
It's okay. She's an ASMR addict.
No, I am.
She can't stop doing ASMR.
No, I can't. Everything. I'm walking around my house tapping on things now.
This is the loudest we've ever got to talk to each other while filming content.
We should have microphones around us more often.
Honestly.
And just something always recording.
Literally. But
yeah.
The reason we're talking today is to talk about our New Year's resolutions.
Yeah.
But not our regular New Year's resolutions.
No.
Our realistic ones, because I think we all agree that every time this time of year comes around, everyone's like, oh, resolutions. And then you get like people that reject it or like, I don't want to do resolutions, and people who think it doesn't work, and
or it's too much. They give up too quickly.
Yeah, it's a lot of pressure.
What was I
thinking? You put a lot of pressure on yourself.
I'm usually that person.
Well, I can't imagine that.
I love to make a list of like 50, and I'm like, God, I'm going to really change everything about myself this year for the better.
Right.
And then come February,
I'm always like
I don't know her.
The type of girl I've never been, I'm going to be her this year. My favorite phrase.
Her.
Insert future year is going to be my year.
Yeah. Let me tell you, I went into 2024 so confident.
The way that the universe said.
And I've never been laughed at harder. I've never been humbled more. I have never had to reflect more than this year.
Yeah. Well, it has been, for the plot, we started working together this year.
Yeah, that was the best.
But we did work together before.
That happened. Yeah.
And that was, who saw that coming?
That was like...
Not on my bingo card.
The universe was like, okay, I've really handed you a year. I'm going to give you a win. One.
We got a sweet treat at the end.
Yeah, we got our sweet treat, and that was it. But it's been great, and that was the cherry on top to my year.
Same.
But 2025... I'm not even going to say anything, because you know what? I said 2024 was going to be stellar. I'm just going to sit here. I'm going to wait. I'm going to watch.
Yeah, I'm ready to...
be an audience member.
I'm ready to... If I need to participate, I will.
But, So from there, I'm not coming into this with the craziest of resolutions. I'm simply going to do the best I can. And
that's kind of what we're getting at. Yeah, like, that's why we wanted to do this and talk about this is, like... There's no reason to set yourself up for failure, I think, for one. But also, like, I think people hear New Year's resolution and they think they have to, like, do something big.
Yeah.
And then it feels, like, untouchable, unrealistic. And really, you can... You can set a smaller, more realistic goal.
Yeah.
That's achievable, that's for the everyday person. I'm excited.
Are you ready to just start telling?
I'm excited.
We made a list.
We each have... our own realistic resolutions. Well, maybe we should talk about first, like, what a realistic resolution is. So I think that a realistic resolution is something that you, actually want. I feel like a lot of people set resolutions that they, actually, maybe don't really want. Because you have to really want something to, change that about yourself or enact that into your life. You have to, really want it.
Yeah.
and you have to like make it achievable. So what does that mean? Like, I don't think a good New Year's resolution is I'm gonna climb a mountain. If you
Everest,
yeah, like I'm gonna climb Mount Everest. If you can't, if you like don't even regularly like to go for walks or a hike, not camp per se, but like if that's not your thing, if you're not a hiker, I'm not a hiker. I just, it's not my thing. Why would I make that a goal that are lofty like that?
Even like saying I'm gonna run a marathon you've never ran before, that's a feat.
Yeah. Marathons, and it's so achievable.
It is.
It so is.
But you have to love it. You have to want it. You have to kind of like give it a go.
A big resolution, right? I think it's okay to have something you're shooting for.
Right.
But I think your realistic resolutions, like they can feed into it, right? Absolutely. So you could, like the example of climbing a mountain, maybe it's take a hot girl walk every day. Because that can lead you into that bigger goal.
Yeah.
But like being realistic with I keep saying goal.
It's all the same. It's all the same.
Realistic resolution. So to recap, realistic resolutions just means getting something that is attainable, that isn't a total shift away from where you're currently at. Because that's how you're going to feel like a failure. Is if you like pick something that's so far from where you're at right now that you can't, like if you don't get a win pretty quick with it. I think that's like been my thing in life is like if I can get a win with something right off the bat, I'm gonna feel good. But like if I immediately set the goal, like even if you break it down of like, okay, I want to exercise every day, that is so unrealistic for me because I don't like go to the gym every day. I take walks and stuff, but like saying I want to go to the gym every day doesn't, like that's not even something I could touch. So I would instantly lose week 1 because I wouldn't go to the gym every day.
Yeah.
But if you start smaller, like go to the gym once a week.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Or a class. Like I love doing spin. I like doing spin, and like I'm not gonna hike my butt to spin every day. Yeah. I just know that about myself.
Well, that's really perfect because that gets us into my first realistic resolution, which is going to yoga at least 3 times a week because
I love that.
For a while there, I was going every day, and I was like, this is the blueprint, and this is what I'm going to keep doing, and that's so not attainable, as we've said. So I'm going to get there 3 times a week, and that's very attainable.
Yeah.
And that's it. That's my first resolution, and I can do that. And then when I start going 4 times a week, I'm going to be like, I am unstoppable.
Yeah. Okay, I'll tell you my first one. It sounds unserious at first, but originally I put, because I dress like a slob all the time. Like I'm literally like I live in comfort wear. I put wear jeans once a week.
Love that.
Wear a dress once a month.
Love that.
Because like that's attainable. We
Gorgeous.
can have a date night.
Yeah.
I can put on jeans one day a week. Like
absolutely, I believe in
that's doable.
You are
because
today.
I know. I said let me get a head start.
That's gorgeous.
On 2025.
Okay. Mine.
Oh God.
Mine is
the chuckle.
It's
the way you started tapping on your can when you picked it up.
I can't stop. I physically can't stop. Every time
I'm gonna have to put you in ASMR Anonymous.
Even at home, I'm just like sitting here tapping.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, my next one is unserious, but for me it's so serious. It's to stop making so much pasta when I make pasta.
Oh.
It's to make the serving size because I will make a pound of pasta.
How often do you make pasta?
It's not that often. Like I love pasta. I would have pasta every night if I could, which is part of the reason why when I start taking it out of the box and I do the serving size, I'm like, who's eating that?
Right.
Who's eating that? And then I don't know if you're familiar with the book Strega Nonna.
I am. I love that.
Big Anthony, right? Like it's overflowing. We don't eat it. There's so much.
So serving size only.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get you one of those. Have you seen the thing?
Yes. Don't. I'll burn it.
I love that you know exactly what
I'll burn it. This is actually like such a feat for me. I love pasta so much. And I'm like, I need more than... Anyway, I could talk about this for hours. What's your next one?
Okay. This is... I mean, obviously I take a ton of photos for work. I'm constantly doing photography. This is something that I like thought about last year, but I knew I didn't have the time to do. And so in 2025, wow, I'm already in 25 in my head. So last year being this year.
Yeah.
But in 2025, I want to at least once a month take photos that aren't work related.
Okay.
Because like I'm always either doing weddings or stuff here or whatever, and I want to do some creative, like, or just like go take photos around the city or something like that.
I love that.
Yeah.
Okay. Mine is to drink more water, but not in an extreme way. I feel like we've gotten so intense about the water drinking. I don't need a gallon of water. I need to like actually absorb some of it and not just pee 64 times an hour.
Yeah.
But I need more. I don't know what has happened in the last few months. I've just stopped drinking water. And I'm like, God, it's
just unfair.
Stopped drinking water. And I'm like, why does my head hurt all the time? And I drink water and I'm like, oh my God. So I don't need a gallon. I don't need that big jug of water coming with me. I just need a straw and like I have 40 ounces.
Yeah, so I have a 40 ounce.
Yeah.
I think I have a 20 ounce and a 40 ounce one. I bring the 20 ounce one here. So I try to, like, when I'm at the office, drink 2 of the one here and then 1 of the one I have at home. If I get through that, I feel good.
Yeah. Okay, it's your turn.
You suggested this one for me earlier. And I agree. It's a good one.
I didn't just suggest it to her kindly.
No, you said
out of nowhere came for her entire existence, like, and everything she is as a human. She was minding her own business. She was writing an email. It was dead silent. And I said, this should be your first resolution and maybe stick to it. Go for it.
So this is not to Google my symptoms. I am such a hypochondriac. Every little thing sets me off.
She will touch something a little weird and then like all of a sudden she's stopped talking to me and I hear her click-clacking with her nails on her laptop for like 45 minutes. I can't reach her. She's nowhere to be found. She's so deep in WebMD.
I do dive in.
And she's like, no, I'm so sorry. I'll be with you in just a second.
But last night I was like, Google it. Like I was pulling up the website and then I exited it because I said I shouldn't do that. I said, this will just rile me up.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm just so notorious about it. And I think, so like, I was going to bring this up at the end, but I think I have to like have a reward system for myself for that one. But we'll talk about that after.
We should always get a reward.
No, what's your next one?
My next one is so typical, but it's so true. It's to spend less time on social media, but Pinterest does not count in that category. And the reason it
can't count.
It like, I'm not communicating with anyone there. I'm simply just making vision board after vision board.
Well, here's my thing is you get a grace period for Pinterest when you're planning a wedding, because I'm manifesting that in 2025 you will be planning a wedding.
That's like one of my resolutions. It's a realistic one, right? Yeah, so it's definitely to get off because like I do this for my job. I'm on social media. I'm finding trends. I'm scrolling for hours for work.
What's your average screen time?
I'm not telling anyone. That's actually for me and me only. And I'm not the type of person that hates social media and I'm like, I should never post, blah, blah, blah. I love social media.
Right.
I love social media. Right. Give me your photo dumps.
Can I tell you how special it feels to be on your close friends list?
But yeah, I listen, I love social media. I just need to stare at it less. I will find myself just scrolling and I've floated above my body 45 minutes ago and I'm like, I want to read my book so bad.
Yeah. But no, I like that.
Thanks.
So one of my other goals is to prep to buy a house. So originally I had put like buy a house because this is something my fiance and I have talked a lot about. Yeah. That is so unrealistic. Like there's no way mentally, spiritually, emotionally next year I could like actually go through that process. Also, we have a lease and our lease is till December. So like in my head I was like, knowing that that's probably a 2026 thing. Yeah. How can I like be ready for that?
Yeah.
I'm sure there's so many like things you can do financially to like prep. That I could be prepping like paperwork that I could be pulling together. Yeah. I'm sure we should like probably get like pre-approved to see what the amount would be or whatever.
It could be as simple as like making a Pinterest board of what.
Yeah, like figuring out what I want is half the battle for me. I'm so indecisive.
Yeah. So we're just gonna prep.
Prep.
That's anyone can prep anything.
Prep.
Another one I had.
How many? You said 5.
I know, I put an extra one. Do you remember?
I see that.
This is just for fun. Stop clowning for Reputation Taylor's version.
That's a good segue though to my last one because I also picked an unserious final resolution.
It wouldn't be us without him.
Literally, win the lottery. And the reason that I feel that I can make this a goal is because then how I actually do it is I actually play the lottery.
Okay.
And then if I don't win, like, you know, obviously it is what it is, but like, if I play it,
played it.
You can't win if you don't play.
You can play one time and wipe your hands of that resolution.
Literally. I do think, so back to what I was saying about rewards.
Yeah.
I think that in order for realistic resolutions to work, you have to have like a sort of checks and balances system, right? Mm-hmm. So like for me, I want to give myself something for each of these at the beginning to like get me excited about it. And then I want to have an ultimate, like I want to have like a reward.
I'm laughing at my own joke in my head right now. Keep going.
I can't wait to hear it. But I want to have a reward for like each one if I get that one, and then like an overall reward if I like do all of it.
I love that idea. What would be your big reward?
For me, like a trip or getting to go do something, like I would love to be able to say like, even if it's just like a weekend getaway somewhere in the States. Yeah. Like I think getting to go do something would be a good reward for me. That's if I do it all. The Googling one, I have to give myself consistent like instant reward for that. Yeah. So I'm thinking like, here's a way that I could cross over. Because I think about my medical issues all the fucking time. So if I manage to not Google it, it's probably going to happen more often than not. So I could buy a $1 lottery ticket every time I don't Google it. And then I'm killing two birds with one stone.
Absolutely. Yeah. Mine's going to be to make the whole box of pasta. Okay. We did it.
Killer.
We have made our resolutions. We have this literally post on the internet to come back to.
Oh my gosh. Wait. Wait. Go back.
Us. We've said a lot.
We have.
But I think we're going to cheers on it.
Yes. And we're going to ask everyone listening / watching whatever to share their realistic resolutions. You don't have to share as many as we did, even if it's just one. Even if it's as stupid as stop clowning for Reputation Taylor's or win
version.
The lottery.
Well, we've never known how to stop talking, so we'll definitely see you in a month with a lot more to say.
And we'll see you next time on the Late But Caffeinated podcast.
Bye.